Today we're looking at the 2023 Cadillac XT5, and although it hasn't been redesigned yet, it's still $68,000, and we're going to find out if this premium luxury is worth the price. Real quick before we get started, my name is Nolan. I do full reviews like this every single week. If you want to see more Cadillac SUVs, check in the description below, but let's jump into it. All right, y'all, let's take a look at the exterior details of this XT5. Now, this does have quite a few different options. This is the top-end premium luxury model as well. You can see all the bling on here, and we've got about $15,000 in upgrades. Right up front, you're going to get Cadillac's signature grille, the big emblem in the middle, the sensor down below, parking sensors all around here as well. What do you think of the way this front end looks? Definitely typical Cadillac, nothing too aggressive, a little bit more bling than anything else. And we've got these huge running lights, Cadillac's signature vertical running lights, and you've got LED headlights standard, plus at night you've got cornering lamps that come out of these, so you've got nice illumination to the side when you turn the wheel. Now, this paint color is the Stellar Black Metallic. It definitely has a metallic sheen to it, and with all the chrome accents on here, I think it's a nice pairing and looks nice overall. This also has optional 20-inch wheels. These are like a multi-spoke or a split spoke type of wheel. They're optional and they're expensive. Dimensionally, this is a mid-size level SUV comparative to with others in the class, and only thing new really for 2023 is a couple different new paint options, 3 different new paints. Then as we round things out, coming to the back, you're gonna get LED taillights back here. You've got another vertical taillight design here as well. The XT5 badging, all-wheel drive badging, and some concealed dual exhaust outlets. And this is also going to come with Cadillac's optional Platinum package, giving it the damping performance suspension, which we'll talk about in the test drive. Now let's take a quick look at the cargo area. First of all, Cadillac will give you a projected logo on the ground at night where you can swipe your foot and have the hands-free access. You can also do hands-free closing to close it. And behind the second row, space isn't too bad right here, and you even have this cargo divider where you can adjust it. You can use each side and move it along these rails. It's kind of nice if you want to hold some stuff nice and snug. You have a 12-volt power outlet over there. You've got handles and lights, the handles to pull down each seat. There's not really a good like grocery bag hook, but you have a couple of tie downs here. Underneath of this cargo floor, you do have a spare tire and a little bit of extra room to store some things like jumper cables. The nice thing is that when you fold these seats down, they fold nice and flat. The second row actually moves a little bit, so you've got a really nice flat load area. It's a great spot to load things up and not bad at all for this size of a vehicle. Now, Cadillac gives us this key fob. It's kind of got this very soft material on here. It feels nice and looks nice, but I doubt that it lasts very long. It will come with remote start on here standard as well as part of the smart key system. A couple of things here. First of all, this is not a sensor in the back. There's a button here to lock it, or a button there to lock it, and if you just shut the door and walk away, it can automatically lock for you. Just watch the mirror. Boom. That's a setting that can be turned on or off if you want it to do that. And at night, these door handles also light up, and it looks really cool. Now, climbing inside of this Cadillac, taking a look at these front seats. So these are the maple sugar seats. These are the optional semi-aniline leather with the Platinum package. They look really nice. The leather is soft, the bolstering is moderate in here, so it's not a big bolster, it's not too small, it's not going to be super aggressive, and they are comfortable seats. There's a couple of things that are missing though. You just have your regular functions here, height, tilt, all that, just 2-way lumbar, no 4-way lumbar, and no thigh extension, and no massaging function. You will, however, have heated seats, ventilated seats, and 2-position memory settings on here. And overall comfort is good. It's a nice, comfortable, fairly plush cabin. I've had no complaints with that. I'm just surprised that there's not a little bit more for adjustments or maybe a massage function. But the steering wheel is heated and leather wrapped, which is very nice. Then moving to the back seat, you've got some really nice materials here. I'll talk more about this when we get to the interior. But look at this trim for the back seat. Soft armrest, a little bottle holder down there, and the same maple sugar seats back here that are the semi-aniline leather in each row. Let's hop in. So sitting behind myself, I'm 5'9". This is where I would sit with my seat in that position. I've got good knee space, decent foot space. Then coming over here, one option is we have tri-zone climate control. So check it out. You have your own temperature controls back here. You even have heated seats back here as well. Sorry about that. Heated seats, your own air conditioning vents, a little storage area. And down there's a couple USB ports, a USB-C and A. In the middle is actually fairly flat. Look at that. So you can have a middle passenger and be fairly comfortable. There's also a center pass-through with a couple of adjustable cup holders. The only knock here is that sitting up tall, I can feel my hair touching. My head's not pushing into it, but that might partly because we have this giant panoramic roof, which I'll show you more later. These seats can scoot forward and backwards and recline a little bit, and then my head doesn't touch anymore. All right, y'all, as we take a look at the interior, it is a mixed bag of nice and underwhelming all at the same time. So first of all, we have the Platinum package, which means we have leather wrapped materials all over this instrument panel, the cluster, everything here, nice wood trim right there. Overhead, everything is also a really nice suede. I mean, even your visor, everything you touch and look at up here is really nice and soft. Even over here on the door, this is very nice, nice trim, nice solid handle, a nice comfortable armrest, and all soft pretty much all around you, a fall through handle, all your switches that you need. There's a button to open up your lift gate. This door storage isn't big enough for some containers, but for most bottles it'll be fine. Then starting things up, foot on the brake right there. Push button start on all of these models. The steering wheel is leather wrapped and heated. It feels nice, it looks nice. I like this 4-spoke type of design. Buttons are all spread out along the wheel, so nothing is over complicated or really like just messy. You have rain sensing, automatic windshield wipers, and kind of an underwhelming screen right here. If you're looking for the all new digital type of display that a lot of competitors have, you're not going to find it on Cadillac. At least not on this XT5. There's a bunch of information you can scroll through in here, plus different pages you can go through. Even the night vision, where it will actually sense and see animals or road, things in the road at night. Overhead, we also get a head-up display. That's another option on here with our tech package. Right over here, another underwhelming thing is that this is just an 8-inch screen. Most vehicles nowadays have these huge screens, and maybe you like this. I like how it's integrated. It is partially touchscreen, but it is also operated via this. I like this control knob. This is a nice little location right here. You've got a volume knob, some shortcuts, and you can navigate the screen with this. So you don't ever actually have to really touch the screen if you don't want to. You will get wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, so that's a big plus. Plus, when you're in gear, you've got parking sensors, you've got a parking assist for parallel or perpendicular parking to help you, auto stop start button right there. And if we go into reverse, we've got a really nice backup camera here. Check it out. So you've got a bunch of different views. You can even do like a hitch trailering type of view. You can look next to the vehicle. You've got a top-down view. It works nice. You've got a button that you can push to go home. Otherwise, there's not much for physical buttons on here. You can move some things on that screen, but we have dual zone climate control right here, easy to operate. This isn't like just pure touch like it is up there. You actually depress some buttons. Then you have a little storage area right there. The center console is fairly nice coming back here. Cup holders are really skinny. There's not really anything to accommodate larger or smaller drinks. It's just a fixed size. The shifter just kind of stays here. But underneath of there, there's actually a little bit of extra storage, which is nice. There's even a 12-volt power outlet back there, your controls, and then a little slot for wireless charging for your phone that actually works quite nice. Storage in here, and a couple of USB ports. This will also come with a 14-speaker Bose audio system right up overhead. Another option is this digital camera for your mirror. You can have it be a mirror or a camera. I like the camera because you have perfect visibility out the back. LED lighting overhead, and check this out. You've got this panoramic roof on here as well. It's quite large, and that suede goes all the way back. That looks nice. And at night, there's just a little bit of ambient lighting, nothing too extravagant though. Now under the hood, there are two options to get this Cadillac moving. One is a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo, which comes standard, or this $1,000 option 3.6-liter V6. This is the one I would go for. Power in this is 310 horsepower and 271 pound-feet of torque. Both come with the 9-speed automatic and front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. This one is all-wheel drive. Miles per gallon in this one as shown is 18 city, 25 highway, and 21 combined. And let's go ahead and get this thing out on the road. All right, y'all, we are behind the wheel of this Cadillac XT5 now. And first thing real quick before we talk about driving impressions is driver assist features. Now we have blind spot indicators, you've got a lane keeping system, you've got quite a bit of stuff standard, but if you want to get adaptive cruise control, the distance cruise control, or an enhanced automatic braking or braking in reverse, you got to pay an extra $1,300. But first impressions of this Cadillac is that this is most definitely oriented for comfort. This has the optional performance adaptive suspension, but this is still based off of comfort. It's not a great handler, it's not real fast, it's just meant to be comfortable and quiet and luxurious to drive, and that's exactly what Cadillac did here. The ride comfort is good. I won't say it's great, but it is good. It's comfortable. There's nothing real harsh. The steering is a pretty lightweight steering as well, so it's fairly effortlessly to maneuver around. And if you hit like manholes or going over bridge or expansion joints, bumps, it soaks things up pretty well and makes them mostly unnoticeable. This has a 9-speed transmission. They all will. This is the naturally aspirated engine, so it's going to take a little bit more pedal and RPMs to get some power out of it, but it is actually very quick to respond. That was just partial pedal, a little bit more, and it's been very smooth. I've been very pleased with it. It's just smooth shifting transmission. There are sometimes slowing down where it's got some clunks to it and it's a little jerky, but that is so many transmission nowadays. Now I'm going to put us in sport mode. We've got a little button right here. Putting yourself in sport mode will automatically go to all-wheel drive, and then let's get some pedal down. And this revs up really nice. It sounds great. It's got good power. It's not a burner. It's not real blazing fast, considering it's a luxury vehicle and this is the optional engine, but it is still powerful enough. I'm sure most of you will be happy. It's got a nice refined sound. It's got a good sound. Transmission is pretty quick to respond. You do have little paddle shifters back here. If you want to change your own gears, you can. Let me do one. Downshift. Downshift. It's a little slow. And I would say handling on here is probably one of its weaknesses. Compared to a lot of vehicles, it handles nice. Mainstream vehicles, it handles very well. Compared to some luxury vehicles that are a little more performance-based, it's not going to handle as well. But it's a great balance of comfort and handling in a day-to-day driving aspect. Now in terms of road and wind noise, we do have acoustic laminated glass right here. It's actually quite thick, so that does help. There's really not much for wind noise. If you're on a smooth surface, this is a nice quiet vehicle. Interstate surfaces, highway speeds, drives nice and smooth and quiet. But if you get on a rougher textured road, which we'll get on in a second, there is a fair amount of road noise that comes in here, more than some other luxury vehicles, but it's really not bad. It's still a quiet overall vehicle. Now this is the surface I'm talking about. You've heard quite a few of the vehicles I've test driven on this surface, so you can kind of be a judge, but it's not bad. But it lets in a little more road noise on a rougher textured county type road like this. But overall, I like the interior. I like the way it drives for the most part. It's not flashy, it's not real powerful, not a great handler, but it does what it's supposed to. It's comfortable, it's fairly quiet, and it does the job.
So to wrap things up on this 2023 XT5, is it luxurious enough and nice enough for the price? Considering it hasn't been redesigned in a while, well, there's a couple underwhelming things about it. It's not a wow factor in any particular way, but it's comfortable. It's got a fair amount of features. It drives good enough. It's quiet, and it's probably everything you would expect in a mid-size Cadillac SUV. I would love to hear your thoughts down below, what you think and whether or not you would go for this XT5 over some competitors, especially for the price. Let me know. Subscribe for more videos like this, and a thumbs up would be super helpful. Leave some comments down below, and we'll catch you next time.